Imagine waking up one morning and suddenly everything just feels a little bit different, right? You're growing taller at a rapid pace, your clothes don't fit the same, maybe your voice is doing some unpredictable things, and your emotions, well, they might feel stronger than ever before. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack one of the most incredible, sudden, and let's be honest, sometimes totally baffling biological journeys that literally every single human goes through. We're talking about the amazing transformation of growing up. And specifically, we'll look at how these sudden physical and emotional shifts intersect with your daily life and your ability to really focus and learn as a student. So let's just dive right into it.
Why is my body changing? Honestly, it's the ultimate question, isn't it? If you're a student right now just sitting in class trying to focus on a math equation or maybe a history lesson, you might simultaneously be experiencing this whirlwind of internal curiosity or even a bit of anxiety. You might be sitting there asking yourself, why am I suddenly so tired? Or why am I getting frustrated so easily? And I want to validate that curiosity right out of the gate because it can absolutely seem confusing or even a little scary when your own body feels like it's operating on some brand new mysterious set of rules. But here's the amazing truth. What you're experiencing is a perfectly designed, completely normal scientific process.
To help you navigate these changes both in and out of the classroom, here's our quick agenda for today. We'll cover what puberty actually is, the brain's master plan, the physical changes to expect, how your emotions tie into your brain, your own unique timeline, and finally, healthy habits for students. So, Section 1. What is puberty? The journey to adulthood.
Let's establish our biological foundation here. Basically, puberty is defined as the gradual period when a child's body begins developing into an adult body capable of reproduction. Now, I want you to really notice that word gradual. This does not happen overnight. You don't just go to sleep as a child and wake up as an adult. Instead, it's a multi-year process. And it's an absolute, essential requirement for children to become adults. I mean, without this gradual period, our bodies would just stay the exact same forever. So while it might feel super disruptive to your daily life as a student, it is a completely normal and totally necessary biological requirement. Moving to Section 2, the brain's master plan, where the story actually starts. While the physical changes are what you probably notice the most, the true catalyst begins somewhere you can't even see. Here's the chronological chain of command happening inside you right now. Step 1, deep in your brain, a small but mighty region called the hypothalamus acts kind of like an alarm clock. At exactly the right time in your life, it just starts sending signals. Step 2, these signals hit the pituitary gland, which is often called the master gland, and that releases specific hormones into your bloodstream. And then Step 3, these hormones travel all the way down to the reproductive organs. In girls, the ovaries begin producing more estrogen, and in boys, the testes begin producing more testosterone. These hormones act as tiny chemical messengers zooming through your body while you're just sitting there reading a book or eating lunch, telling your body, hey, it's time to grow and develop. Which brings us to Section 3, physical changes to expect, the visible transformation. Once those chemical messengers are dispatched, they really get to work causing the visible changes you actually see. Nearly every major system in your body kicks into high gear. You're going to experience rapid growth spurts in your bones and muscles, meaning, yeah, you might literally outgrow your shoes in the middle of a school semester. You'll also notice hair growth under your arms and in the pubic area. Your skin often becomes oilier, which can definitely lead to acne or pimples, and your sweat glands become far more active, which is exactly why body odor becomes a new thing you have to manage. Listen, every single healthy student goes through this. If you're ever feeling self-conscious about a breakout right before a big class presentation, just remember that these shared physical experiences are a truly universal part of growing up. Now, while some of those changes are shared, others are very specific to your biology. For girls, driven by the ovaries and estrogen, this means breast development and eventually the beginning of menstruation, which is just a normal part of the reproductive cycle. For boys, driven by the testes and testosterone, this means the enlargement of the testes and penis, shoulders becoming broader, and a noticeable increase in muscle mass. It also means the voice box or larynx grows larger, and that causes the voice to deepen. And yes, sometimes the voice suddenly cracks or squeaks right when you're called on to answer a question in class. If that happens to you, just take a deep breath. It's a completely normal, temporary part of your biology just adjusting itself. Section 4, emotions and your brain, navigating the mental shifts. Puberty isn't just about getting taller or, needing stronger deodorant. It fundamentally affects how you feel, which is absolutely crucial for your focus as a student. Consider this. During adolescence, the brain is still developing.
When you combine a developing brain with a sudden, dramatic increase in hormone levels zooming through your bloodstream, the result is that your emotions can feel incredibly intense. You might feel totally excited and energetic one minute, and then deeply frustrated the very next. It can honestly feel like your patience for homework or even just sitting still in class has completely evaporated. But here is the crucial point. Experiencing strong emotions or mood swings is not a sign that something is wrong with you. Not at all. It is simply your developing brain learning how to manage these brand new hormone levels. And here's the really great news to keep in mind. Emotional control actually improves as the brain continues to mature. It's truly like working out a muscle. The more your brain gets used to this new chemical environment, the better it becomes at regulating those feelings. So, for your student learning journey, just know that your ability to focus, manage frustration during a tough assignment, and maintain your academic stamina, that will absolutely improve over time. You just have to be patient with yourself.
All right, Section 5, your own unique timeline. Why comparing doesn't work.
A major source of stress and a huge barrier to your focus is the feeling that you're developing differently from your peers. But let's think about the timeline for a second, because it perfectly explains why that happens. There is a massive, completely normal age range for when puberty starts. For girls, a typical early start can be around 8 years old, while a typical later start is around 13. And for boys, the typical window is between 9 and 14 years old. Everyone follows their own biological schedule, which is heavily influenced by genetics, nutrition, and just general health. You are quite literally on your own biological clock. Because this window is so wide, comparing yourself to the person sitting right next to you in science class often causes totally unnecessary worry. Seriously, there's no perfect age to develop. Spending your mental energy worrying about why you haven't grown as fast as your best friend is energy that could be spent on your education, your hobbies, and your own well-being. Trust that your body knows exactly what it's doing. And finally, Section 6, healthy habits for students, fueling your growth and learning. Since you're going through one of the fastest growth periods of your entire life, you really need the right fuel. Eating a balanced diet gives you the raw nutrients required to build new muscle and bone. Regular exercise, well, that helps manage those intense emotional shifts we talked about earlier. Good hygiene, like showering regularly and washing your face, handles the active sweat glands and oily skin. And crucially, if you are ever confused, just ask a trusted adult. Talking things through clears your mind and leaves you ready to actually focus and learn. 8 to 10, that is the exact number of hours of sleep you need every single night during puberty. When you sleep, your brain is doing the critical work of processing everything you learned in school that day, while your body is actively utilizing those hormones to grow. Rest isn't just downtime. It is vital fuel for both your physical development and the daily mental energy required to be a successful student. If you skip out on sleep, everything else from your mood to your memory suffers. When we put all of this together, we really have to reframe how we think about this time of our lives. Although it can feel awkward or confusing or frustrating when your voice cracks or your mood swings, puberty is not just some awkward phase. It's an extraordinary scientific journey to adulthood. It's truly one of the most amazing biological transformations in the natural world, orchestrated by a brilliant internal system designed to help you reach your full potential. Learning about how your body and brain work together gives you the power to navigate this time with real confidence. So as you continue your journey through school and through life, never stop asking questions about your health and your development. What great discovery will your curiosity lead you to next? Keep asking, keep learning, and embrace the amazing transformation. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.